In this video, I'll be going over some of Gorilla Tag's craziest drama. This includes talking about one of the grossest Gorilla Tag content creators ever, as well as several creators who have either disappeared or had something awful happen to them. Trust me, this is probably one of my biggest videos yet, so you don't want to miss this. And if you're not subscribed already, then please don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy today's video. This is one of my most serious videos that I've had to post this year, and which I never thought I'd be making. Last night, I was on my phone looking through my recommended, and saw that there's been some crazy drama inside of Gorilla Tag regarding a small content creator named CCM Wall, and the fact that he is being threatened with the fact that he could be doxxed. Essentially, someone has figured out a way to use a Gorilla Tag mod which grabs information such as your IP, and it seems that they might be getting harassed and possibly threatened with the fact that they could be doxxed. So today, I'll be debunking the horrible drama regarding CCM Wall and the fact that he might be in danger right now. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new and watch until the end, because there is a lot to uncover today. So real quick, just for some context for those who don't know, the victim in this video is a small creator that goes under the name of CCM Wall, with roughly 2,800 subscribers. He's a rather small creator and has only posted 3 videos. His most popular video actually mentioning the fact that he is being threatened with his own information on the line. Essentially though, he focuses a lot of time into streaming, and this is where the incident really starts to take place. From his own words, CCM Wall explains the fact that when he was streaming, doing a 24-hour live stream, he talks about a user named Vexra, who joins him inside of his live stream, further going on to describe the fact that they had their quest badge to the max level, something that isn't achievable at the moment. CCM quickly caught on to the fact that something was clearly wrong with this, as not even Lemming should have a badge with that much progress. So he did the right thing and decided that he was going to report the modder, specifically for cheating. As from his own words, I just wanted to follow the rules. He knew modding was wrong, as it says on the Gorilla Tag Code of Conduct, that you shouldn't mod, be toxic, and a lot of other things if you haven't read it before. However, this is where the story really starts to turn vile. After the part where he reported this Vexra person, he was later informed by the same person that they had created a software which could grab their player IDs, specifically the people who report them, and what they would do is that they would leak it to a group of over 40 members, which could try and dox him, hack him, or even attack him. From their own words, it seems that they might not dox him, but we can see that this isn't too sure if they're actually going to try and dox him or not. CCM Wall actually made a video talking about this, and was sent a voice message by Vexra, yet this time he wasn't so friendly about everything. CCM Wall told some of his friends, and Vexra did not like this one bit. Instead of being apologetic like he was in his first message, he was actually very hostile this time. However, there is footage of this, so let's actually see what he said to CCM Wall in this message.
So you tell people about it, and I've got people in my DMs. Good job on that one, because now I'm going to make sure they do something about it, okay? So that's your fault. If you want to keep escalating it even more, it will get worse. So yeah, do what you want now, but it's going to get a lot worse. And I'm going to try and report each person. I've got to be somewhere, so just saying that you've escalated it, and that's not my problem. It's going to be your problem. So I hope that's okay with you, even if it isn't. I don't care. You're the one who's going to regret doing that now. So, you, and yeah.
After CCM Wall was actually sent this message, he wasn't really sure what to do. He did nothing but report one of many accounts I presume he owns, and now he was getting doxxed for it. From his own words, he says, "What happens if this actually happens?" as well as, "My family could die." These statements are somewhat true. If you've ever seen streamers such as Kaisnat get swatted, we can see that this is truly no laughing matter, and that his entire family could be at risk. Not just himself, but his family could be at risk due to this group of doxers. This could also mean others associated with CCM Wall could be in danger. Vexra previously stated that he would be taking this further, and that what happens is now his fault, therefore maybe starting to actually try and dox, swat, or harass him. He claims that he is on the verge of crying, and that he doesn't know what to do. This group of 40 members is now threatening him with the fact his personal information is officially at risk. However, despite the fact he's been through all of this, I reached out to him, unsure if he would respond to actually speak to him in person about this experience, and he actually agreed to this. So after hearing what I've had to say about this situation, we're going to hear what actually happened to him and his side of the story. Well, hello, CCM. Obviously, I've spoken to you, asking to come out to interview you today, but obviously, I've mentioned your name in this video, but would you like to introduce yourself, who you actually are, to the people watching right now?
Hi guys, I'm CCM Wall, and I'm a competitive content creator. I make a whole bunch of competitive videos.
I think it was last night, I was scrolling on my phone, right, and I saw your video in my recommended. The stuff I saw you say was like, dude, I was actually shocked, man. The first question, how did it all happen? What's the actual story to it?
How this all really started is just when I was doing like a 24-hour live stream, and there's this guy, I talked to him a lot, his name's Vexra. He just joined with like the level badge all the way being at max. And I was like, bro, can you check that off please? Refused to, so I just reported him. Following girl type code of conduct, right? Just keep that in mind, following girl type code of conduct. Basically after that live stream, when I get back from my break, for like a 2-hour long break, he just says that he made a software where he can dox me if I report him in-game, or I get him banned in-game. But it was just super scary because everybody was just DMing me, everyone was just text messaging me, you're gonna get doxxed, all this stuff. It was so scary, man.
Obviously, I've told you this in DMs, but I'll mention it on this thing as well. I nearly got my IP stolen and leaked when I was 12 years old playing Roblox, and I was really stupid. I can't imagine how you felt, so question 2, I suppose. How have you felt about all of this?
When I first knew about it and when I first got the messages, I was like very scared. Man, it was just terrifying. But once I knew more about how he can and that he can't really do that in game, I was like, yeah, this guy's just full of crap. He can't do nothing.
I guess for the third question, have you actually been doxxed? Like, has anything actually happened?
Okay, so this guy, I randomly just got a message on him after I posted the video. He was basically just saying, hey, there is a way that someone could dox you and something like that. He basically sent me a text file. Under and above that text file, it was like doxer by BXRN. I open up X and it's just my information. It's literally like, it's not my information, it's my VPN's information. It's everything is just right there.
Wait, so like, did it flag up as like the IP on the VPN that you had?
Yeah, it was clear as day. It was just right there. I even double checked. It was just, I even sent this to a couple of my friends too, Breezy and CCM Laser. He thought he was full of crap, but I didn't. I thought differently. I thought there was, yeah, this guy has my stuff, which I don't know how, because I haven't opened up a link whatsoever. I haven't opened up anything.
You know Vexra, right? The guy you mentioned in your video. Has he said anything since? Has he replied? Has he threatened you more? Has he, you know, gone down a weird path and proceeded to just leak your information everywhere?
Yeah, I did get some stuff after that video. So after I gained like an absolute huge following, I did a live stream, but I randomly got a call from Vexra saying, hey, I'm sorry, please just take this free nitro. I don't want no more drama. I don't want no more trouble whatsoever. I answered the call, and that's exactly what he said. He's doxed many of my friends too, and he's also said the N-word many times and raided my server.
Well, I mean, apart from that, I think that's my last question. I don't really have anything else to ask. I just hope you stay safe, and I hope nothing escalates from this. If that guy's watching, leave this guy alone. Please and thanks. The interview's over now. I don't know what to say, so it's over. So, despite the fact I have mentioned a lot of this video, it's about time I come clean and explain the overall conclusion for this video. First of all, let's talk about everything about CCM Wall and I both went over. It is confirmed that CCM has not been doxxed, although there was an attempt which flagged up on his VPN, showing that it had his information from his VPN. So for now, he is safe, but if he didn't own a VPN, he could have been doxxed right away. There hasn't been anything that has happened further from what CCM stated earlier in the interview. So it seems that for now, CCM is safe from Vexra and the fact there has been no more attempts to dox CCM. There is one question everybody is asking.
Where is K9?
Where is K9?
Where is K9?
Where is K9?
Where is K9? K9 is one of the biggest Gorilla Tag YouTubers, yet suddenly he just seemed to disappear. The entire community has no idea where he has really disappeared to, yet today I'll explain it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's really find out why K9 suddenly left the internet. So, who exactly is K9 and why is everyone searching for him? Well, let's start off with who he actually is. K9 is a Gorilla Tag YouTuber and he has a grand total of 1,480,000 subscribers. He has one of the rarest badges in the game called the Illustrator badge and is very known in the Gorilla Tag community. He held up one of the biggest reputations inside of the game and yet suddenly disappeared. If you look at his channel, you can see he hasn't posted for 6 months straight and everyone is waiting for the day he finally uploads just one singular video. His last video was named My Last Video and we all thought this was a hoax. Every year, K9 would end up doing one of these videos, yet this time, did he actually mean it? K9 has quite literally vanished off the internet, following after his last video that he posted. At first, we all thought K9 would take a month to post. Some creators typically tend to take more time making videos, all worth it at least to make a quality video that he knew his fans would enjoy. Yet we have been left with nothing for 6 months. However, looking at the videos created by PBBV, pretty cool guy, asked to join my Minecraft world once. Well, he delved deep into really trying to find where K9 actually is, and the information he found was, let's just say, shocking. Putting it into my own words, Pine knew K9 took some time to respond to messages, but he just didn't respond to him, nor did he respond to anyone else, thus starting the search for K9. Something was wrong. K9 just suddenly disappeared. There was no message, no goodbye, no nothing. K9 is a very secretive person, and from him disappearing completely, it seems that it was very obvious. It's not like we know what he looks like or what his name actually is. Looking at an interview with one of K9's previous editors, named BubblesVR, he talked about his last experience with K9. And let's just say the information he actually mentioned is completely mind-breaking. So let's just take a look.
So very recently, a beloved YouTuber and good friend of mine, K9, has vanished off the face of the earth. And I don't mean that like as a joke. This guy has completely vanished. So very recently I noticed that K9 wasn't responding to anything on Discord, which was a little bit alarming. He does normally take a long time to reply, but not this long. I personally thought this was a little bit odd that he just wasn't responding at all. This is when I later found out he wasn't even responding to anyone. I've known K9 since before he even had a YouTube channel, and not even I can get a response from him. So clearly something was up. So I called one of my good friends, George, otherwise known as BoomVR, to ask him a little bit about this, as he previously edited for K9. Can you detail what happened leading up to his disappearance?
Yeah, he is completely fine as far as I know. He hasn't spoken to me in like a month, but as far as I know, he stopped speaking to everyone else 2 months ago. I don't really know anything of why he hasn't spoken to anyone.
You knew he was going to be taking a break with what happened. You kind of knew he was going to be taking a little bit of a break. When did you start to notice, like, oh, he actually just might be gone?
I knew the situation would have made him take a break, but I didn't think he'd stop talking to us. I thought maybe it'd be a week or two and then he'd talk to us again. But yeah, he just hasn't said anything behind the scenes. Yeah, as I said, I think I'm the last message he sent on Discord. And K9, I miss you. Can you answer me back, please? Yeah, we're worried about you, buddy.
So after looking at what Boom just said, it seemed like K9 had just completely disappeared. And it seems like he's just gone completely silent. That was until I looked at Pine's channel yet again. I looked at his most recent videos and saw that Elliot found K9. What could this mean? Was he actually back? Was he going to return? Did somebody actually find out where he was gone after all of these months? So, I just said he's officially quitting or something like that. But now he's potentially back or has been found at least. Well, this is confusing. I mean, he hasn't posted in 6 months, so surely he's not coming back anytime soon. Either way, Elliot, another Gorilla Tag YouTuber with around 1 million subscribers, also starred inside of Pine's newest video. And apparently, they talk about K9 returning. Or him at least being found. Also, hi Elliot, I know you're watching this. Or not. But anyways, let's look into if he's actually back, because I'm dragging this video out already. Well, as I just said, Elliot spoke to Pine, not only about Gorilla Tag, but about K9 too. And I'm pretty sure it is confirmed that K9 is alive. We wouldn't want a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers, let alone anyone to just mysteriously die. Despite this, Elliot said he was, stalking him, and that it's confirmed he is alive. Pine actually recorded this interview, so let's just take a look at a snippet from this interview.
Even though he hasn't texted any of us in 6 months, he is alive based on something that I saw. His activity on a different account, because I was stalking him. But he still hasn't texted us. We're stalking him, and he is alive. So I don't know if that means he's just kind of like, he's taking a break from K9, or he's just like done with it. But like, he's still alive, and like, honestly, that matters more than if he comes back or not to me. So, you know, he was holding up the friend group, bro. Yeah, he was the most peaceful dude, bro. And like, every time, I have never heard K9 get mad at somebody like once in my entire
Neither.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I don't know how he's so peaceful.
So it's not confirmed. Yeah, it could be true that K9's last video, named his last video and was his last video, might show off that he actually might not return. And if you didn't hear, by the way, Elliot said that he was stalking K9, and so he was online on a different account, but he has not responded to anyone, and he's completely ghosted anyone. This could mean he just wanted to break off of the internet, or doesn't want to go under the facade of K9 anymore, or maybe he just wanted to quit without anyone knowing. So with everything that has been mentioned in in this video today. I'll try to sum up what the future looks like for the K9 YouTube channel. So let's just start off with the basics. He hasn't posted in around 6 months, and there has to be a logical cause for this. I believe Elliot mentioned something about his mental health, and this could be a reason he took a break, whether that being something personal that happened to him or his family members. But considered it could be really personal, I'll push that aside for now. From what it seems, using more information from what Elliot said from the previous interviews, despite the fact he was stalking K9, it was confirmed that he was online using a different account, proving that he is alive, and who knows, maybe he'll come back to content creation. For now, we just have to sit tight and hope he announces something, whether it be a community post, a video, or literally anything. So, where do you think K9 is right now? Comment it down below. This is one of the worst videos I've probably had to post over my entire YouTube career, and which I never thought I'd be making. Over the course of this week, there has been a creator who has been exposed for being a pedophile, as well as doing things such as speaking to minors younger than him. This is utterly one of the grossest situations I've ever had to cover. So if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stick to the end as there is a lot to uncover today. So, as I mentioned, there's a ton of content to go over, such as messages from the victims of this content creator, as well as going over the story of how it all happened. But either way, let's just get straight into it. First of all, if you don't know, recently this week there has been major gorilla tag drama, specifically surrounded around this creator named GoldmanVR. This situation first surfaced on TikTok, and if you try to search up his name on TikTok, well, unfortunately you can't, due to the fact he deactivated his account prior to the allegations. Speaking of allegations, well, what exactly did he do? Well, if you haven't been notified about the drama over the course of this week, well, there has been a lot of allegations to go over, such as the fact he had 25 victims towards what he did. This is larger than what most pedophiles or perverts would get called out for, but 25 victims is an absolutely appalling amount. I presume that all 25 of these victims would have different stories, but towards a lot of them, there was claims about the fact he would constantly lie about his age. He could say to one person he was 16 and say he was 12 to another person. He claims that he was doing this all for a joke, but deep down it seems like he somewhat knew this wasn't a joke, and that he had to blame it on hypersexuality to free himself from what he was actually doing. There was also claims towards the fact he would seem to make everything sexual, and with this screenshot provided, we can see that he would possibly guilt trip his victims into mass with him on call or listen to them doing it, then use threats of suicide if they didn't comply, specifically with what he wanted his victims to do. There has been other things which were surfaced, such as the fact he posted an apology video, but due to the fact he privated and deactivated his account, we no longer know if this video exists or if it's actually true. However, there were some other things that he didn't admit, such as being racist by typing the N-word over Discord or text messages, and it was claimed he used to post explicit content, in Discord servers, as well as cheese pizza, if you understand what I mean. It was claimed he did many more horrible things too, which are horribly shocking, such as the fact he did inappropriate things to several of his victims' photos in a way I can simple it down. He said it was the best of his life towards what he was doing with his photos, and all he could do to own up to it was apologize. But we all know one simple apology is never enough. It is clear enough that this man has been sexually harassing a lot of his victims, and it's just honestly vile. Drifting away from gorilla tag, it was also claimed that in games such as VR chat, he tends to wear more sexual avatars to fulfill his disgusting desires. It is horrible to see a gorilla tag content creator, person who posts content for typically an audience of children, to be blinded by such horrible desires, which led him to commit literal crimes to his victims that he could essentially get arrested for. Provided with screenshots earlier, we can see that Goldman has crafted himself into an awful person, not to mention the fact he tried to manipulate his victims into cheating with their current partners in real life, which is overall just a horrible thing to do. Not just towards their partners, but towards themselves too. We can actually see by searching his name onto YouTube that Goldman does indeed have a YouTube channel. Despite the fact I mentioned earlier about him having an apology video, it didn't seem to be on his YouTube account. So, where was it? Due to the fact he deactivated his TikTok account, yet kept his YouTube up, it could be seen that Goldman is trying to hide the truth away from his fans on YouTube, as if he is covering up his previous mistakes, despite the fact that everyone on TikTok knows what he has done, and the fact that the truth was revealed days ago. It seems he could think he can cover up what he's done by switching platforms, but people have even gone to his YouTube calling him names such as Gold Gooner, and just flaming his name for being such a horrible human being. Despite the fact I've covered many claims about Goldman and his horrible ways, however, these are only allegations, but the things you're going to hear from one of the victims will be 100% real. Right guys, new recording area. Who have we got today?
My name is Mel, and I do TikTok, and I was one of Goldman's best friends.
So, Mel, I've got a bunch of questions today because there's been a huge situation, I'm sure you know, about this guy named GoldmanVR. Just to get it started, first question, just to confirm, is there 25 victims in this drama that's gone on?
Now that we're speaking, we have figured out there's now 26.
we recently just confirmed another one.
I don't get how you can have 26 victims. That is horrible. Anyways, for the second question, how are you related to Goldman in this drama?
In this drama, I have two parts. Okay, so I'm a victim, and I am sort of a helper getting more info about the victims.
Essentially, just like pick up information, if that makes sense,
Yes,
not to be
I
rude.
pick up information and I give it to this guy named Phantoms. Some people that lied about the situation, so he confirms, he makes sure all the stuff is true. Like, so there needs to be very clear evidence that you are a victim to Goldman.
Well, for my third question, obviously I've talked about it a little bit in my video so far, but considering you probably know more, what has Goldman exactly done?
For the sake of YouTube, I can't really, like, explain exactly what he did, but he's 16 years old, and he lied about his age to most people. He told me he was 13, he told others he was 14, 15, etc. He would make inappropriate jokes to people who are clearly younger than him and find no wrong in doing so. He's done really inappropriate actions in Gorilla Tag, VR Chat, etc. Just so much inappropriate actions to people. And he's tried to quote-unquote touch people in places that are not, like, physically allowed in real life to be touched in.
Yeah.
People are currently thinking of trying to start a full-on case about Goldman, like police-wise.
So Mel, for the fourth question, I believe it is, where is Goldman now? He's just suddenly disappeared off of TikTok. Do you know exactly where he is now?
Well, actually, no, I confirmed thing where he is. As we know, he deactivated his TikTok account and he just stopped everything after, even though he said he could own up to his backlash on his apology video, he just full-on deactivated his account even though he said he could handle it. But he is now on VR Chat. He's been going on VR Chat daily. Did an event called Fun Talkers today that people really didn't want him to do, but he did it anyways. He was caught in a cuddle room on VR Chat, which is
Oh,
a
man.
red flag. And this was recently. This was like maybe a day ago, maybe last night.
Oh my days, that is just shocking. Anyways, Mel, so moving on from that one, the fifth question, what did Goldman exactly do to you? Because obviously you're one of the 26 victims now. What did he do to you?
There's two things that happened. The first time, it was me, Goldman, and his best friend at the time, Neela. We were all in that code, like, sitting on the wardrobe in forest, or stump. And I was sitting there, I told him I had a blue ring pop, and he said, like, oh, I have something you could suck on. And genuinely, I laughed at it. But then he was like, I'm being serious. I never got off at all, but the second time, yeah, so we were in a code. It was code and BG, like normal in there, and I joined him off the front thing because I had him on the front thing at the time.
Yeah.
So then he wanted to bring me in private code, so I went in private code with him, and we were just talking, and then yeah, normal stuff that you would talk about with your friend, and then he just randomly says he made a comment about my voice, and then he just said, "Oh yeah, you're on my list."
Does it start with an R? Yeah. Yeah, oh Jesus, I am sorry for you. Aside from that, because I know you might be a little bit uncomfortable right now, is there anything you'd like to say before the end of the interview?
Don't be like Goldman, like, remember there's always digital footprint. Never do stuff like that, ever. That's horrible. No one should go through that, including I shouldn't go through that, nor should anybody, ever.
So after what I mentioned earlier, as well as interviewing Mel, there's a ton of things to sum up this video. First of all, let me clarify that Goldman is not innocent and should be looked down upon, and that his actions should not be forgiven due to the fact he has been sexually explicit to all of his victims, and even more such as being racist and homophobic. It's unsure if he will fully quit or if he'll try and seek forgiveness to try and make an attempt to return to content creation, prior to the fact his YouTube account is still up. And overall, this situation just shows how one bad choice can take you down a horrible path. Jeez man, what time is it? Well, no matter, I guess I'll go join a code with some of my friends. The computer doesn't seem to work. Let me try public. Wait, why am I So, let's speak about Gorilla Tag's controversial banning issue. So, I'm sure you are all curious about this video. Is it true? Is it clickbait? Or is it a lie I made when I was lying in bed at 3 AM? Well, there's been several issues previously where Gorilla Tag has had a serious problem, whether that be banning regular players or banning content creators. There's been quite a couple of incidents which left creators and players banned, whether it be a modder or even a glitch. But either way, let's focus on the content creator side of things, as content creators seem to get targeted a little bit more when it usually comes to things like this, when it usually comes to things like getting banned. So, how did this all happen? Well, to be exact, I don't know the cause. But wait, do not click off the video, I promise it gets more interesting, okay? So, anywho, from my understanding, there has been several factors which have caused content creators to get banned, and a large topic I want to talk about first is modders. If you don't know, modders have previously ruined the game for so many people in the community. There's been times where they player track huge YouTubers, or just simply kick them from the game. But we are focusing on the times they banned content creators from the game. So, let's focus on our first culprit of this video, Elliot. Elliot has 1,120,000 subscribers, and around 1 year and 4 months ago, he got banned for one specific reason.
I don't even know what to say. This is an insane coincidence. Now you're probably wondering how I got banned, and if I'm gonna be honest, I actually don't know. I assume it's because I've ironically been rude, but not really rude to the point where you can't tell that I'm joking. Like, I'm not cussing people out. The most I'll say is idiot.
So yeah, one idiot, he got banned for toxicity. Listen, it was a joke. Don't ban me. No, but seriously, looking further into this, he got banned by a player tracker due to a false report. We all know that one report wouldn't ban your account, but in this instance, it actually did.
Anyways, you're probably wondering what I was doing right when this happened. Let me show you. So I was just playing competitive whenever I started getting player tracked. The guy was coming up to me trying to get me to put on finger painter, and I didn't. And then I saw him go to the board and report me, but I've always been told that one report doesn't do anything, so I just didn't really think anything of it because it's a false report. And then I was branching until I got to about here. I jump up, and boom. My game instantly closes.
Elliot specified that he was simply branching, and then boom, an instant ban was put before him. So how did this exactly happen? If I had to take a guess, I presume it was due to a mod that can prioritize their reports, kind of how like moderators or forest guides have priority over reports so they can ban people with a probable cause. Their mod must have bypassed the system into being able to either spam report them or have a major increase of how much priority their reports meant, therefore meaning this could be the reason why Elliot was essentially banned instantly. There has been previous incidents that were similar to this, but surprisingly there's been no other incidents similar to Elliot's. I mean, apart from his experience, of course. So this really shows how dangerous some of these situations can really be, but also how YouTubers can be targeted just for something like an in-game badge. Anywho, I mean, what else can we talk about? Is there really any other topics on bans? Oh no, not that. Whether you believe in Gorilla Tag ghosts or not, there's been several instances where people have been banned by some of these Gorilla Tag ghosts. Obviously, I believe they are fake, and they probably are anyway, and that no ghost really exists. But even still, how do they actually ban you? Well, considering Gorilla Tag ghosts are modders, let's look at every factor which could be the reason for this. It could be due to their magical powers, it could be a mod menu, it could be a glitch. Yeah, no, it's a mod menu. Turns out, unsurprisingly, whether it be a Gorilla Tag ghost or just a regular modder, it's possible that they have the power to actually ban players. However, this was patched as I previously talked about it in a previous video. I won't drag it out, but let's just have a little look at some footage from when this happened.
Yo, what's up?
I'm gonna ban you for 4 weeks, okay?
Why? Why?
I just feel like it.
Why are you gonna ban me?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, he just banned me. What the frick?
So from this footage, we can see that Script was banned from a modder, and not a Gorilla Tag ghost. But typically both type of players still have the capabilities to ban. At least previously they could.
Okay, it's one person, his name is Fadu. There's no group of modders, they don't group up, they don't have a team or anything. The modder that's banning all the people, his name is Fadu. In the new Christmas update, when it came out, I think something went wrong, and then now ban guns are a thing. I have no idea how. Fadu abused it and went to random streamers. He joined the code and he banned all the streamers, like more than 8 streamers. He's also homophobic and much more racist. All that.
Fortunately, most of the equipment used for banning, such as a ban gun, have been patched and we no longer need to actually worry about players using these, as well as it really ever coming back to the game. So with modders out the way or quote-unquote ghosts, well, that's really it. The only other reason I believe you can get banned by is just using mods being overly toxic, like cussing people out, or just going against the Gorilla Tag terms of service. But what if you became a modder this time? Nobody else could keep you at bay. You'd be the one who'd overpower everyone with your mods. As much as I talked about how you could get yourself banned by modders, I never really went into how you could get banned if you were a modder yourself. So let's search into it. If you became a modder or you already are a modder, then you most likely have a mod menu created for you, or a menu published to the public such as Stupid, or other public mod menus that may not be as popular. Obviously, if you're a modder, there's always a high risk that you will get banned, and sometimes it can be temporary, and some can be permanent bans, resulting in modders such as yourself needing to create a new Steam account, and then needing to buy Gorilla Tag for $20. So what can you do that is an offense and which can lead you to getting banned? Well, first of all, in the Gorilla Tag Code of Conduct, it's an offense that you have any cheats or mods, meaning that you can be banned for any mod that you download. So being a modder is at your own expense, and if you find yourself banned, then you're the only one to blame. Not to mention, another topic in the Code of Conduct is not grieve others and ruin their experiences. But if you're feeling extra evil, you might be one of those modders who like to troll others instead of testing them out for fun. This could be doing things such as kicking them from the lobbies, sending them into banned codes, or other trolls such as lagging their games, or doing worse things such as grabbing their player IDs. There's also a bad side to modding if you didn't know. That's not really a surprise, but if you didn't know, player tracking was somewhat fixed a while ago. But there's been an alternative option such as player tracking with cosmetic IDs. And how it works is that every cosmetic has a certain ID, such as the finger painter badge, and then these modders will search the lobbies until they find a player with that cosmetic ID. Then that's how the player tracking process works. Overall though, I don't necessarily see the point in becoming a Gorilla Tag modder. You risk your account getting banned, and even though it may be enjoyable to troll other players, I just don't see it being worth it in the long run. But I can't control what you do, just stay safe out there.